Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome, or welcome back, or welcome in. All right. Just know that you are going to receive this message in divine timing for your highest and best good, through and with divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom, divine knowledge, divine empowerment, divine remembrance, and divine magic. All right. We're going to give the tech a little smudge. We've been talking about practices to help protect yourself, set up protection when you feel like you're being spiritually attacked or different things like that. All right, I just did 2 videos. I have no idea what came through. So we're doing a 3rd video about nutrition and some other things that you can talk about. What came through in the last video is more like connecting with nature, 10-10 on the timer. But connecting with nature is a huge one. Grounding, having plants in your home, having crystals and rocks and stones and sticks to help with you to stay grounded in your home, to set up protection in your home. And then how do you protect your field, your physical body? And this is stuff that is very connected to the health and wellness industry that I have been in for 20 years. Okay? So we're talking about how to protect yourself and to call your power back. And we're doing this from a place of very strong empowerment. Like, this is to empower you. This has nothing to do with fear. This is for you to understand if you've been receiving, if you've been feeling a certain way, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, feel like you've been attacked in your sleeps, in the astral realms, whatever. These are things that can help you set up a very strong pillar, a strong field. All right? Breathe into that. And a big part of that is not just nature, but nutrition, light movement. And I talk about this on and off, and I will try to post the video. I would highly recommend, because he's very just breaks everything down. I'm kind of all over the place. So you'll get the wisdom, you'll get the nuggets, you'll receive the frequency, you'll receive the energy, you'll receive the activations that you're meant to receive through my videos. And then, like I said, this is the 3rd video. So in each video, 222 on the timer, was about 30 minutes long. So what are you paying your attention to is a big one, okay? So how do you approach this? You approach this from a place of knowledge and wisdom and empowerment and power. All right, grounding is necessary. We've been bringing this through so much more. And you can ground in many ways. Start wearing protection, hematite, tourmaline. I didn't wear my other crystals. Selenite. Rocks. All right, grounding tools, grounding foods. So we're gonna just continue to remind you, get barefoot, put your feet in the dirt, sit in nature and breathe. Connect to the animals, connect to the trees and breathe. Get your face in the sunshine. If it's out, I'm gonna ground all this energy out with nature here shortly, because I am up here with these channeled messages. You can hold some rocks, put your feet on some rocks, get into a body of water, a lake, a river, an ocean. If you can't, sacred baths, salt water, essential oils, and I actually started putting rocks in my bath. You can put specific crystals in the bath, but just make sure that they're okay to be put in water with salt. But rocks are great from nature. Hugging a tree, putting your hands on the tree, breathing with the tree, connecting your 3rd eye with the tree when you hug the tree. Grounding is so important. This needs to be a daily practice moving forward for the human race. Starseeds, light workers, ground crew, especially when you're feeling more of these energetic attacks, these psychological attacks or physical attacks, because it can happen energetically, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and it can happen in your dream state. So it can happen in many ways, in the known and unknown, in the seen and the unseen, okay? And just know, the more you fortify your physical avatar and your energetic bodies, those 12 bodies that go out and around, and you set up this very strong pillar, you become untouchable and you become unfuckable with. All right, 444. And know that you're untouchable and you're unfuckable. Connect more deeply with your spiritual team, especially those that are helping you with protection, your ancestors, your guides, all beings of unconditional light that can help you in this now, your dragons, whatever, okay? So grounding is necessary. And I talked about that more in the last video, okay? Breathing, setting up a breathing and stillness practice. Breathing. Let's do it now because I need to ground a little. So hands on your heart. I like them here. You could do solar plexus too, but I like both my hands on my heart sometimes. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Ground that energy down, 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 down into Gaia. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. So doing that many times a day, anytime you feel like you're being like, whatever, doesn't feel right, breathe. All right. And breathe into it. If you feel like you're aware of lucidity, like you feel like you're being grabbed or attacked in your dreams, and you're aware of it, call in source energy. Call in your team now. Say, and talk to the entity and say, you are not allowed in the space. I call my power back now. Get out. Call source energy and to purify the space. Call your team members in, and it usually goes away pretty quickly. I've had this a couple times. When I became aware in this lucidity, in this liminal state, I was aware and I was like, just breathe. I felt like paralyzed. You get that paralytic sleep paralysis. And you feel like you want to scream or shout, but I'm like, I want to scream or shout like, fuck you, get off of me. And I've done that a couple times. And it usually, like I said, and then I get up and I'm able to come back fully and I'm able to move. And then I'm like, just breathe into it. I might feel like I need to smudge, but whatever. Just listen to your intuition. Okay. So we have energetic parasites, entities, thought forms, all of that can come at us, but we also have physical parasites. So I like to talk about physical parasite cleansing and cleansing in general, especially coming from the health and wellness holistic coaching process. Thank you, Source, for coming out. I'm going to love this sunshine. And I recommend doing a parasite cleanse mindfully. There's plenty of tools and information. Listen to your intuition. But I started I've done many cleanses and protocols for a long time. But I started in 2024, sometime in 2024, I was called to do a physical parasite cleanse, So I got the herbs and I would eat certain foods. I used a lot of foods and herbs to help with this around the full moon. So parasites usually become more active during the full moon. So you might find, and yes, physical parasites can affect things as well, thought forms, cravings, things like that. So this is why nutrition is a huge thing moving forward, as well as physical movement, but doing it in a way and from a place of knowledge and intuition, and not from a place of I'm trying to fix something, or I'm trying to achieve a look, or I'm trying to lose a certain amount of weight. That's not what we're doing moving forward. We're coming from a place of intuition, very grounded, knowing that if I need to take a certain herb for a period of time, or I need to take a parasite cleansing herb for a period of time and eat a certain way or remove certain things, it's because your body's clearing space or asking you to call to clear space. You're having aversions to food. It's because there's a lot going on, right? And I know it can be overwhelming. It can feel a little insane sometimes, a little insanity. But just come back to this grounded breath and your intuition, and talk to your higher self, talk to your physical consciousness of your body. And this is hilarious because my kid's at school. He's so tapped the fuck in. I was sitting here and I said, oh, what should I eat today? Or what should I do? What should I exercise? Should I exercise today? Should I take a walk today? Should I lift today? He goes, ask your body. That's how in tune he's tapped in. He doesn't hear me say these videos, but I've been saying it a lot. I'm like, holy hell. He's like, ask your body what your body wants to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, duh. I was just having fun with him, but I was like blown away that came out of his mouth. So nutrition and herbs. So I recommend around full moons, and we've had a lot of these moons have been boom, because they're activating us, they're elevating, they're cleansing, they're purging, they're sending us frequencies and energies, just like source energy, to help us purge our field, our physical bodies. All right. And the more resistant you are to it, the more uncomfortable you're going to be. Okay. So just surrender into it a little more, trust, have faith, all of the stuff. So I highly recommend, if you're feeling like you need to do a physical cleanse, a parasitic cleanse. Get the herbs like wormwood, the combo like I've got, go get it. Tell me to go get it because people need visuals. I need visuals. So they're very inexpensive. This is a wormwood combination. All right, it's got wormwood. I don't have my glasses. Wormwood. Clove, black walnut. All right, it's got the combo in it. And if you want to go hard, it's 2 capsules 2 to 3 times a day with lots of water. All right, and that'll promote the die-off. All right, you can do things like pineapple juice, pineapple itself, papaya seeds, parsley, cilantro type juices, chlorella, spirulina, different things like food, actual nature will help you do a parasitic cleanse. And why around the full moon? Because they become really active. So for me personally, when I would do this, it would either be 3 days up to and 3 days after, or sometimes if I felt like I needed to go hard because of whatever, it was 7 days in, 7 days out, which is pretty intense. Okay, discernment. Check in with your avatar, check in with your higher self, do muscle testing if you need to. I've got, sometimes I would even get my pendulum out and work with that. So there's a reason why people are being called as I get full body chills to do a parasitic cleanse. So maybe this is your confirmation. Maybe you've been getting signs that you need to do some form of herbal parasitic cleanse, food-based parasitic cleanse. You don't have to go hardcore. Yes, there's other supplements out there. This is really inexpensive. I mean, this is like $17 and this thing has lasted me a few months. All right. And then you go off of it, right? And there's other things you can do like dandelion root and burdock to help with the liver. So you want to have your detox paths open. You want them fully functioning, your lungs, your kidneys, your liver, your colon. You can use things like activated charcoal as a binder, 12-12 on the timer, 12-12 on the timer. And a binder, and things like diatomaceous earth, but I like charcoal myself, coconut-based activated charcoal. But remind you, I have to say this, medical disclaimer, I'm not a physician. Use your discernment, use your intuition here, okay? If you're using a binder, be wary around medications that you're taking or other supplements because it will bind everything. But the other thing is if you're taking a binder, you have to make sure your colon is staying moving because you want anything that it's absorbing, heavy metals, parasites, foreign pathogens that are not supposed to, invaders basically. You want that out. You want it to, and you don't want it sitting in there. So then you might need to take another herb to help keep your colon cleansing, things moving. So things like magnesium, uptake your magnesium citrate that'll help keep the bowels moving. Herbs like Senta or Cascara sagata. There's teas and capsules that you can help to take with these to keep your colon moving. Okay, because if you're taking anything binding, you don't want your colon to slow down. And yes, fiber is good, but sometimes fiber can be a problem too. So you don't want to eat things that are overly fibrous. Again, listen to the innate intelligence of your physical avatar, have that conversation with your higher self, your physical body, and ask, okay, what do we need to do? All right, and doing these things will help fortify your energetic field. All right, when you have a clean body, a healthy body, you fortify, and I didn't know this with the spiritual aspect, and now I know the connection. Why I've been doing this for 20 years as a passion, like passionately doing things, not knowing why, except for I know it's like healthy, but energetically, like spiritually, I didn't know that there was this intertwined connection. It's important to keep your vessel clean. So let's say you're full of parasites. You're eating a bunch of processed toxic food. God forbid you're eating a bunch of fast food. These keep you in a state of low vibration and frequency. And if you are in continuously state of low vibration and frequency, it can fuck with your thought forms, your thinking, your motivation, your sleep, your hormones. It can fuck around a lot, right? And that's why things like POPs and different things like all this processed stuff, it keeps you in this state of unwellness, right? And when you are in this weak state, physically, energetically, it also puts you in a susceptible state, a weak state. Again, a way for things to attack you or to attach to you or to come at you, whatever, okay? So it's again, building and fortifying your physical avatar as well as in the process, it's an intertwined energetic building of your avatar as well, okay? So breath work and meditation is also very beneficial. You don't have to do it. You don't have to have a long practice. You can break this up at 5, 10, 15 minutes a day throughout your day if you have time. Breathe a few times before you jump out of bed. You can go out into nature and breathe. You can do meditation walks. Put the tech down, take the headphones out, connect with nature. All right. Stillness, moments of stillness and introspection and contemplation is another form of meditation. Take a sacred bath, get in the ocean, sit in the body of water, sit on a beach. All forms of meditation. These are all forms of meditation. Stillness, breath work. This is where you connect to your 0 point, to the source of yourself. This is where you can hear the messages. You can hear the information. You start receiving. The static is getting cleared. Things are getting cleared out because you're cleaning house. And then when you clean house, you clean house. And now you have this very strong energetic pillar and this physical pillar. And it's all interconnected like this beautiful web of fortification is what's coming through. Okay, I just got a visual of that. So let me know where this lands, what the knowing is that is coming in, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, right? What is this? How does this resonate with you? 16 on the timer. So just learning to take radical responsibility for your emotions, doing the shadow work, doing the healing, and not doing this other stuff and bypassing the childhood trauma. By not, you can be somewhat fortified, but you need to address the childhood trauma. You need to address the inner child healing. You need to address the healing and the suppression of these emotions and these feelings, and have this alchemy around your emotions. Have radical responsibility and this discernment, and find this emotional balance, all right? And it's learning to be in a non-reactive state. Learn to respond if you feel called to respond, or just say nothing and fucking walk away. Like learning not to respond. Where are you paying your attention? 1707. Where are you paying your attention? Right? Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And your energy is your battery pack. It's your life force. If you're paying your attention all day to social media, or just mindless scrolling, or the news, or to slasher movies, or to whatever it is, you are literally freely giving your life force energy away to these things. All right. Whether it's a parasite inside that's like a living thing, or an unseen parasite. Okay. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Where are you going to put your attention to? Are you going to put your attention into high vibrational, super cosmic, conscious podcasts, tarot readings, channeled messages, whatever your jam is? Because sometimes your spiritual team will use other beautiful souls to get you information, to activate you, to open up another key or whatever, or to give you a key so you can lock into yourself further. And again, it's learning to be empowered and to stand in your power and know your strength and know you are capable. But learn to build this this discernment up, this power, the strength of your discernment of knowing that this is truth, this is true, it's a big pile of bullshit. And the stronger and the clearer you get, and the more static is removed and all of these things, and your power starts coming back, your energy, your life force coming back, you become a fucking walking lie detector. You can smell, you can see, you can hear, you can know the big pile of bullshit a mile away, okay? All right, and it's in shifting these balances, all right? All right, and by us doing this, shifts the balance. By us doing our work, focusing on us and not what's going on around us. We're not focusing on what other people think of us, or what people are thinking or saying or gossip. We don't pay our attention to that. We don't give a fuck. We give zero fucks, right? We tap into our quantum compass because the messages are there. Your treasure map is there. It's in your heart space, your 0 point, getting still and listening and hearing these. All right, and you give zero fucks. By you doing that, shifting the balance in the collective, and by us shifting our balance in the collective, by us doing the thing, to do the work, to cleanse, to clear, to heal, to whatever that is that you need to do, that strengthens your node, your light, your pillar, your anchor. And the more of us are popping off, and the more of us that are able to maintain a balanced frequency, aka 144,000 frequency, when critical mass hits, that's when the first waivers get fully activated and into where we will fully integrate into our superhuman type avatars. Basically, everything integrates. Okay, but enough of us have to hold our frequency and energy do that. You can't keep dipping down and out. Like I said, you can't go to a sound bath and maybe have some stuff shaken up, but then you go back to all of the stuff. And I used to say this in the health and wellness, you can't do something for a short period of time. It has to be sustainable, first of all, and attainable. So you have to be able to like sustain this. You can't just do this for 6 weeks or 5 weeks or 4 weeks. You make this a practice. It becomes part of your lifestyle. You have to literally unplug and detach from anything of those old versions of you, thought forms, belief systems, conditioning, programmings, and you have to transition into something that is consistent and life lasting and you know, forever, because you just, in the industry, you just see this back and forth, and that's, we've all been there, I've been there too. And it creates this instability, this imbalance. So when we're able to bring it up and hold this frequency, that's when the flip gets switched, gets flipped. All right. So remember, we have internal and parasites you can focus on. You have external parasites, and the more strength you build in your pillar, in your vitality and your life force and your field, these things cannot feed off of you in any way, shape, or form. They die off. They cannot attach. They literally detach and drop off. So let's just use an example. Let's say you had an entity that attached you, but you've raised your vibration, your frequency, your energy, all of that, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of those layers, that it basically detaches because it can't hold on. The vibrational match isn't there, and it literally just falls off. I'm just giving, that's the visual source is giving me. So imagine that you have something that's been maybe attached to you for a while, for whatever reason. Knowledge, what you go through, you grow through, just know, all right, there's a reason it was there. And then all of a sudden you've raised your vibration and frequency, and it cannot attach again, and then it literally falls off and burns up or is transmuted, whatever source handles that. Don't worry about that shit. All right. So this is the different ways you can protect yourself. Light exercise, grounding, nutrition, supplements, herbs, stretching, yoga, qigong, tai chi, qigong, stabilize your nervous system. So the biggest thing you can do is stabilize your nervous system, heal your dysregulated nervous system. They've kept us in a state of fight or flight since the time we came out of the birth canal. And many generations, two. All right, you've been in a state of fight or flight your entire life. So this is why you've heard messages for this past 12 months, 18 months, 6 months, whatever it is, to slow down, to rest, to breathe, to meditate, to heal, to ground, to nourish, to hydrate, salt, connect with nature. Because these are things that regulate your nervous system, allows you to regulate your nervous system, get you in a parasympathetic state, a state of rest and digest, and get you out of a state of fight or flight. And they want you to stay in this state of fight or flight because they can control you. They can keep you suppressed. They can keep you numb. They can feed off of you, right? Because you're a food source. If you didn't know that, you know that now. Take what resonates, all right? You need to get away from this fear porn. You need to get away from the fear porn. If you don't know what that is, I will use this. The news, legacy television, anything. Shut it the fuck off. Disconnect, unplug from it. Slasher movies, horror movies, anything like that. Detach. Put and pay your attention to other things that nourish your soul, nourish your field, nourish your body. All right? Limit your tech. I use tech to do these, but I also use tech to receive messages, okay? But I'm not just mindlessly scrolling. I catch myself and I try to just shut the phone off, turn it off, all of it. All right, limit it, cut it off. Cut people out. Cut people that no longer serve you. Your people, places, and things, cut them out. You need to learn to say no without guilt. You need to say, fuck no. Is it a hell yes or a hell no? It's a hell no. I don't want these people because they hold a title. I don't want my mother around me because she makes me feel a certain way. She triggers me. She keeps me looping in these low vibrational frequencies. I love you, but I can't be around you. And that might be a forever thing, or it might be a right now thing. Your soul will let you know as you go through this process. You need to set clear, healthy boundaries, not just with the physical realm, but the unseen realms, right? I set my boundary up. I set my bubble up. There is no energy, thought forms, belief systems, energies, entities, thought forms, belief systems, whatever, that is able to come in here. Basically, if it tries to attempt, it basically hits it and just slides right off. And then source handles it. So set your energetic boundaries in the physical realm and the known and the unseen realms too. So again, I've done some videos on that, okay? Notice your thoughts. Are you receiving intrusive thoughts? Are you being psychically attacked? Are are these your thoughts? Or somebody thinking about you, and now because somebody's overthinking about you, you know a few of that because you're highly psychic and empathic, okay? Sit with that. Ask your higher self, is this mine? Am I picking up on the collective energy? Because that's happening as well. All right, are these my thoughts? All right, learn how to discern. All right, ask, is this thought mine? Is this thought useful? Is this thought true? Okay, or this information, okay? Stillness, right? Regulation, clarity, meditation practices in ways, shapes, and forms. Again, what are you putting your attention to? What's your energy going into? Your physical health, like I said, nutrition. A stable body supports a healthy mind. A stable, healthy body supports a healthy mind. And by creating this stabilization, it creates like this massive, very fortified pillar of light, this anchor of light, this tree of light, this mountain of light, whatever you want to use. And you can place yourself on the top or right in the middle of it and know that you are always protected, guided, and shielded. Always. But then you can take these extra steps, and you're doing it because you're doing it from a place of empowerment. You're smudging from a place of empowerment, not from a place of fear. You wear protection crystals and you use essential oils or whatever. I forgot you mentioned that too. From a place of empowerment that I am, and I know that I am unfuckable with, and I am untouchable. And the more you do that, that's more of just this empowerment statement, this empowering frequency and energy. And you do this from a place of authenticity, speaking your truth, and you're standing in your truth and speaking your truth and staying authentic, unfiltered, raw. When you are in your authentic state, unfiltered, unscripted, raw, that is the highest vibration you can hold. You can find the charts. The next is unconditional love. The highest vibration you can vibrate is authenticity. Truth, authenticity, speaking it, and giving zero fucks of what anyone else thinks of you. And I don't care who those other people are around you. I don't care what titles they hold. I give zero fucks. I had this conversation like a week ago with somebody at the gym that I had stopped in, and it just ended up in a deep conversation. And I said to him, do you think I give a fuck what anybody thinks about me? Do you think I give a fuck that people know that I've been going through a spiritual awakening? Do you think I give a fuck that I don't give a fuck. And he looked at me and said, no. Most of my time, my energy goes two ways. People are really interested and want to interact and have conversations because their soul is drawn for a reason. Or they're completely repelled because whatever is attached to them or wherever they're still hanging out is completely, I either trigger you one way or another way. And it's all perfect. It's none of my business, but it's all perfect. So if somebody is curious and wants to engage, I will have that conversation. If somebody has negative to say, I'm like, that's fine. That's your opinion. That's your thoughts. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck of what you think about me. And I walk the fuck away. Sometimes it's just an energetic intention, or I will sometimes verbally just say, hey, I don't give a fuck. If someone tries to engage in wanting me to give my thought and opinion about politics, or religion, or the news, I have no interest. I don't pay my attention to that bullshit and nonsense. And that'll send them off running, or it'll trigger the fuck out of them. And either way, it's perfect. You don't need to know the why behind it. You just need to know you and stand in your truth, your authenticity, your light, your power. And I am here as an example through everything, just like everyone else is coming into your field. We are here to remind you of your truth, of your authenticity, and of your power. And it's time to claim it, to embody it, to live it, and to stand in it. Okay? Please comment, share, all of the things. As my throat chakra is getting, all right? What do you know with this information? How does it just drop in? What do you see? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? That's what you need to be moving forward with. Not your ego mind. You're not here to figure anything out anymore. You're here not to live scripted and perfect. That's done. You're not here to perform or convince. It's over. All right? And yes, we've got this through the insanity. All right? And know that you have earned everything that you've gone through. Okay? From my heart to yours, I love you. Bye.